Nanga Parbat is the ninth tallest mountain in the world. At its base sits Fairy Meadows, a high-altitude valley that draws travelers from across the globe to the northern regions of Pakistan. But reaching this destination requires navigating a route so consistently lethal that locals have named it the Grave Road. The journey begins on the Karakoram Highway. Built through the 1960s and 70s as a trade link between Pakistan and China, the construction phase alone cost the lives of over 1,000 workers. This risk has not faded with time. The highway remains a corridor of active decay, where shifting geography routinely destroys vehicles and claims new casualties. The paved road is being reclaimed by the mountain faster than it can be maintained, proving that even modern infrastructure is losing its hold on this terrain. Large stretches of the highway are currently neglected. Drivers are often forced to a halt by active landslides, leaving them trapped on narrow ledges while waiting for debris to be cleared. The danger is vertical. Jagged boulders frequently break loose from the upper slopes, gaining enough velocity to smash through steel barriers and crush cars instantly. Navigating these blocked sections requires precision. Vehicles must inch around rubble piles on the edge of sheer drops while remaining exposed to further rockfalls from above. Fresh accidents are a daily reality here. Even military-grade vehicles are occasionally pulled off the cliffs when the road surface gives way. Driving this route removes the usual safety buffers of modern travel, forcing travelers into direct contact with unpredictable geological shifts. Eventually, the asphalt ends. To reach the meadows, travelers must leave the highway for an unpaved track leading toward Tattoo Village. This 16-kilometer gravel track was carved by villagers without engineering support. Without asphalt to bind the surface, tires roll along an eroding ledge. The vehicle's weight is supported by nothing but compacting soil over a vertical drop. The narrow path forces drivers into high-stakes maneuvers. When two vehicles meet, one must reverse along the cliff edge until the path widens. The terrain is often too complex for modern sensors. Drones on autopilot have been known to lose signal or fail to detect rising slopes, crashing directly into the rock faces. Mechanical reliability is the only safety net. A simple flat tire or a failed gasket on these inclines can cause a vehicle to slide backward off the edge. Skill can only mitigate so much. At this stage, even experienced drivers become passengers to the physical stability of the eroding slope. The route eventually becomes too narrow even for the smallest jeeps. The final ascent must be completed on foot or by animal. At this altitude, the challenge becomes biological. Temperatures drop toward freezing, and the low oxygen concentration rapidly exhausts the stamina of visiting hikers. Residents of the region have adapted to these conditions over generations. While tourists struggle for breath, locals have developed high-altitude physiological traits, such as expanded lung capacities, to maintain physical performance. Abandoning the vehicles removes the last layer of technological protection, forcing travelers to rely entirely on their own physical limits. The final phase of the ascent introduces a new physical variable, the use of local mountain horses to navigate freezing, mud-slicked paths. The rider surrenders control to the animal. A single slip or a sudden movement by the horse on a narrow ledge can result in a fall that is impossible to recover. By this point, travelers are dealing with extreme fatigue. 24 hours of constant adrenaline, freezing wind, and numb extremities take a significant toll on decision-making. This final horseback stretch places the traveler's life in the hands of another species. Every turn on the mud-slicked path is a gamble on the temperament and stability of the animal. Upon reaching Fairy Meadows, exhausted and soaked, travelers often find that the mountain is hidden. Thick fog can obscure the peak for days, rendering the grueling journey an anticlimax. Modern global tourism is often built for convenience and predictability. In this region, there are no such concessions for the comfort of the visitor. The Grave Road acts as a geographic filter. It selects for those willing to endure physical risk, while repelling anyone who expects nature to conform to their expectations. Beneath Nanga Parbat, the landscape is indifferent to human presence. To survive the Grave Road, the traveler